up, Fox fam, and welcome to episode 2 of The Ladies Room. In today's podcast, we are picking back up where we left off in our previous conversation where we were talking about the Fatal 8. Today, we are talking about number 2. Bad judgment is pretty much just the inability to make sound decisions. It's when you allow your common sense to be overshadowed by your basic just wants. So, in relationships, what people tend to do is they tend to create a I want list. And the I want list tends to outweigh the essentials. And instead of letting the essentials be, the guiding light or the leading ship and making decisions when you're looking for a partner, you let the I wants, overshadow that. And the I wants cause you to create bad decisions. So what I mean by that is bad decisions. Okay. So you're at the club, you with your girls, you jamming, you got your little drink down the floor, and let's say Tom walks over to you. He says, and if you remember from the first episode, this kind of ties into the female at the grocery store. The guy comes over to her and approaches her. And it seems like from her telling the story, he approaches her nice. Hey, how you doing? Excuse me. So, okay, same thing. You're in the club, you're with your girls, drinking on your drink. Hey, girl, what's up? Yeah, it's jamming in here tonight. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, I hear you. Oh. I mean, you really doing your thing. Tom comes over. Tom's like, he stands there. He's on the sideline. He's waiting for you to get finished, breaking it down. You know what I'm saying? And then song is over with. You decide to take a break, turn around. Tom is waiting for you to come off the dance floor. And he's like, hey, how you doing? If you got a second, I'd like to talk to you, maybe get you a drink. But you look down and Tom's got on Sperry's instead of Jordans or LeBron's, And instead of you really taking the time to get to know Tom and have a drink, maybe get his number, go out to lunch, maybe he just made a bad fashion decision with wearing these Sperry's to the club. Maybe, he has some deep down profound reason of why he doesn't wear Jordans, LeBron's. Who knows? Maybe he's missing his fifth toe. Maybe his pinky toe is missing. He can't wear. Who knows? Sperry's may just be comfortable for him. But you made the automatic decision that Tom, he ain't cool. He ain't with it. Apparently his pockets ain't where they need to be at, because he has on Sperry's versus Jordans, LeBron's. You already have a preconceived notion in your mind what kind of vehicle he drives, whatever. And all within 10 seconds, you dismiss him and say, I got time. I'm in here with my babe, my boo's in here. Knowing good and well, you came there by yourself. You go home by yourself, and ain't nobody in there, you ain't got no man in there, nobody in there looking, what I'm saying? You ain't came there with nobody. So you dismiss him, instead of really getting to know him. Because what you should have been looking at is how he approached you. He offered to buy you a drink. He was courteous. He didn't interrupt your dance. He didn't come and grabbing all on you in the dance floor. He didn't come squeezing your booty and trying to kind of rub all on you and this and the other, which is super disrespectful. So you should have taken that into consideration. But you dismissed Tom. So then you got, Byron. Byron comes down the floor. You out there dancing, working out with your girls. Next thing you know, you feel somebody all up on you. And you look down, you see, pair of sneakers right here. You're like, oh, okay, he got the new, he got the new Jordans on. He this, he that. You know what I'm saying? You peep over your shoulder a little bit. Like, oh, okay. He looks good. He got the full beard going on. He got, the natural hair, this and the other. Like he dressed. He looks good. So from his outfit, you say to yourself, oh, he probably got a BMW outside. You know what I'm saying? He looks good. He smells good. So after y'all get on the dance floor, he's like, oh, you what you doing after this? You trying to get breakfast? You trying to hang out? You know what I'm saying? So he trying to come at you like he wants you to either eat breakfast and come back with him, or he trying to come hang out with you. And we all know, you know what I'm saying, at 03:30, at the Waffle House, if you ain't getting some booty, you going to sleep. So, and he's already, he ain't calling you over for nap time. You know what I'm saying? He ain't coming, he ain't gonna, what you think he gonna do? Rub your feet, because you had on heels in the club, you out there working it, so he gonna rub your feet and give you some Oreos and some milk and read you a bedtime story and say, okay, we go to breakfast in the morning. No, you know what that's about. So, but you say to yourself, oh, he got on this, he probably drive this, he probably lived there. So in your mind, he's checking off a lot of boxes on your want list when you don't even know it, because you're going by just the basics of what he's showing you up front. Because just because he's got on these clothes don't mean that he's got a BMW outside. Don't mean he's got a nice apartment. Don't mean that he's going to be able to give you what you want just because he's up on you right now. So instead of you looking at how he approached you and all that stuff like that, you are willing to hear him out just based upon the idea of what you create in your head as far as what he's got. And you're willing to go with it. So y'all hang out, you know what I'm saying? A little something might happen. Y'all exchange numbers. And then you may not ever hear from Byron again. Like, Byron is like, you know what? I'm so cute. I'm so play. I'm so this. I'm so that. I ain't trying to, be all up on, nobody like that. But the guy, Tom, Mike was really looking for something. So it seems to me, through acquaintances, through social media, just me reading in general, a lot of women create a want list, and the essential list, it takes a backseat. And with this bad judgment, this bad decisions, this poor judgment, you create doors to other situations that will ultimately make you make additional bad decisions. So let's go back to our scenario. We say, okay, you go home with Byron, y'all hook up, because we all know all it takes is one time, right? You get pregnant. I always say, in my dating life, because I've been married and now I've been divorced and remarried, I'm not ever holding a conversation with somebody if I couldn't see myself with that person, in the long haul. And I know you may say, okay, well, how am I supposed to know if I can see myself with Byron for the long haul? If I don't get to know Byron. Well, getting to know Byron is not hooking up with him and going back to his place. That's your initial bad decision. So you decide to go back to his place and hook up and all that because he checked a lot of boxes off on your want list. So that was your initial bad decision. So now that bad decision has created a doorway to your next bad decision because now you're pregnant. So now you have to figure out if you're going to make, and I'm not going to sit here and say, pro-life or this and the other. I've been pregnant 4 times and I have 4 babies. I'm just going to leave it at that. But that puts you in a stressful and awkward situation because now, you're pregnant from somebody you don't know. But all because y'all hooked up, one time because you let your wish list or your want list, just totally outweigh your essentials. You just bypass that. And so now you got to have a conversation with Byron and how he treated you initially off the bat and what happened. That should tell you right there that Byron ain't going to be around for the long haul. So you can make a decision to be a single parent or make a decision, to have an abortion. So say for instance, if you decide to have this baby, and now you got to deal with Byron, forever. So you're making a decision to sleep with someone that you don't even know. You don't even know his characteristics, his flaws. You don't know if you like ketchup or mayo, the basic stuff. You know what his favorite color is. You know where he works at. You know if he have a record. You don't know if he respects his mama. You don't know none of that. You don't even know if you know how to tie his shoelaces and that. So you don't know if he have some kind of genetic disorder, so now you have babies from this person. I'm just saying there's a lot of stuff that you would think that you would find out, you would take the time to find out. So now you have this baby, and where's Byron at? So now you make a decision to keep this baby. So now you have set yourself up for a stressful life, because now, you got to, drag Byron to court. You got to put Byron on child support. And on a side note, that's one thing I want to talk about too. Not want to get off track, but all y'all women out there who think that y'all doing something extra by not having your baby daddy or whoever, your ex-husband, on child support, because that makes you like stronger and it makes you better, in the eyesight of other people or whatever. I don't know. Why? Just why? I mean, in my opinion, if somebody help me make a baby, you're going to help me pay for that baby. I'm not going to deprive my child Jordans and have private school. He shouldn't have to go to, the school that's local if it's not good or whatever, because I'm trying to be strong and do it by myself. No, man, we need to have a conversation, come together. And so I can pay for half of his tuition. And you can pay for the other half of his tuition. Like, I'm not going to allow my child to do without, because I want to be viewed as being strong. It's going to give me some kind of clout or whatever. Like, it's ridiculous. But anyway, so now you are overstressed and overworked, all because you decided to make this initial bad decision, go home with somebody that you don't even know. Okay? Like, why? Why not take the time to get to know that person? So you've made probably 4, 5, 6 bad decisions that all resulted from this initial bad decision, because you let your want list outweigh your essentials list. So I guess this segment should really be called Bad Judgment / Essentials and Non-Essentials, because that's really what that is.
People want to hear.
Okay, so at this point, you're probably like, essentials. What's she talking about? Essentials, non-essentials, the wants outside of the essentials. So everybody knows what their wants is. And we don't need to go over that. Everybody has a different list of wants. But the essentials should be courteous, compassionate, willing to get to know you, not just trying to take you home, take you to Waffle House, feed you, and then take you home, and what the other F is, right? Sleep with you. We're gonna put it at that, because this is on YouTube. So, but that's not what you want. The essentials should outweigh the wants. And they can kind of come together, in a way, because you gotta be physically attracted to the person. I know you gotta be interested, in the person, but it comes to a point where your want list needs to be, I say, not just dismissed, but narrowed down. Like, you can have, of course, there's a few things on there that that's essentially that you need to keep. You have to be attracted to the person. You have to be interested in the person. But your essentials should technically outweigh, your wants. So maybe you take your top 3. What you need to do is sit down, actually evaluate your want list. Evaluate your want list. Like, you can't, your want list shouldn't have, a 6-figure dude, that, is 6'5", he this, he that, blah, 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 light colored eyes, or, like melted chocolate, like, really evaluate your want list. Are those things really essential to you being physically attracted to that person? So that person don't have light brown eyes or green eyes or whatever, are you not going to be as attracted to him as someone with dark brown eyes? Is it the things that you think that you want, as far as like physical, or as far as like, salary wise, say as if he's making, below, you, or below 6 figures. Is that going to make it to where you can't be with him? If it's not like that, then that should not be on your essentials list. A lot of women seem like they have their priorities mixed up. And when I say priorities mixed up, that's taken into consideration as far as the list. Yes, the wants and the essentials, but a lot of women have so much masculine energy that they are not able to pick up on the guys that just want to, feed you and sleep with you after the club. So if your energy is matching his, you're not able to pick up on the things that your feminine energy would allow you to pick up on. I feel like women have, a bit like, you got that mom sense, like where, oh, my kid's been quiet for too long. Let me go see what they're doing. If they anything like Hendrix, hopefully not eating a quarter, but I feel that you have, as a woman, you have certain, senses built in to yourself that will allow you to pick up on the BS of guys. So your feminine energy, but in his masculine energy, he's out looking for something. I'm not saying all guys that are in their masculine energy is like that, but if that is in his masculine energy at that time, to where he's just out on the hunt, he's just out on the prowl. I feel that if you also have, your masculine energy going on, you're not going to pick up on that because you're not into your feminine energy that's going to allow you to pick up on certain stuff and that's there to protect you, to sense out the BS. So if you're on your masculine energy and he is too, it's gonna get overlooked. You're not gonna see how, he should be treating you, or how he should have approached you, or, make attempts to try to get to know you and take you out, and where you can hear about his goals and he can hear about your goals, to where he is, interested in getting to know you, but also interested in you getting to know him. So I think a lot of women are like, oh, I'm gonna be, I'm on my dude stuff too. Like I'm this, I'm that. Like that's not how you were designed to be. And the thing about it is, it's not like you can't be. I feel that you can be aggressive. You can be, protective of yourself. Not saying that feminine energy is like, oh, wait for Prince Charming to come save me. You can be in your feminine energy, but be aggressive, but be, aware, what's going on, and not be a damsel, in distress. I feel like a lot of people try to play that feminine energy out, like just where, try to take away, certain qualities from it and dull it down. And that, to me, that's not what feminine energy is. You can be strong, you can be bold, you can be aware, all that, in your feminine energy. You can take care of yourself, all that in your feminine energy. I just feel like when you try to allow the masculine energy to come in and take over, you're really out of your realm. You really, don't have no footing in that. You don't know what's going on with that. So it's kind of like, not saying you can't handle that, but that's not where you're naturally supposed to be. So your footing is off with that. So I feel like you miss out on a lot of messages and stuff that you're supposed to be picking up or be able to catch, because you're out of what makes you strong. Because I feel that at the end of the day, women have a lot of capabilities, that make them stronger than men. But do I feel that you have to be masculine to have that? No. You have that within your feminine energy. If your wants outweigh your essentials, then that should tell you right there that your priorities are jacked. And if your priorities are jacked, then when you find these guys, like the guy Byron we talked about. So maybe this guy Byron, y'all end up hooking up. Maybe you don't get pregnant. Maybe, y'all continue to hang out. You continue to, Netflix and chill. You continue to go out to eat. you continue to hang out, but he is not looking for, long-term relationship. And what happens is you have gotten so, you have fallen in love with the idea of what Byron can give you, if only if he decides to be with you and be in a relationship. So you feel, okay, if I just hanging out, if I just stick in there, then eventually maybe Byron will decide to be in a relationship with me and all is well. But what you should realize is, if Byron was interested in you like that, as far as, you know, be in a relationship with you, and seeing you, in that light, believe me, he would have never approached you like that. He would have never tried to hook up with you like that. It's just right now for him, it's just all in for fun. But what you're setting yourself up for is failure 3-4 months down the road, because you're hanging in there like the cat on the rope. You're hanging in there, because you're waiting for all this time that y'all spend together for it to seal the gap, and bring y'all closer together. And then maybe he'll decide that, oh, she's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be with her. I want to be in a relationship with her. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because either, for one, Byron's not trying to be with anybody, or for two, he looked at you and judged you, on the floor as just being a conquest for him, and he ain't trying to get serious with you. So then maybe the hookup was great. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Byron's like, you know what? She's great in bed. I give her A+ on her sexual report card. Give her A+ on her. He put it down for real, for real. So he decides to stick in there for 3 or 4 months, of more booty, pretty much, until somebody else comes along that's just as great, that's brand new, or he gets tired, of you, because now you putting all these demands, on him. You're putting a burden on his back, on his shoulders, because now you want him to commit, you want him to be in a relationship with you, and he's just like, you know what, booty or the nagging, because I'm not really interested in her as a person anyway. So then he's like, deuces, I'm out. And those are the posts that I see on Facebook where the woman is like, oh, I found my soulmate, blah, blah, blah. Y'all Chipotle and y'all mans eating and kicking it. Y'all out holding hands, y'all eating, y'all at the movies, y'all Netflix and chill for the most part. And you think all is well. So you're hanging in there. And then, like I said, 3 to 4 months on the road, he has moved on. Or Byron does want to be in a relationship. He's looking for a woman that he's completely interested in, but you are Miss, people like to say Mr. right now. Like, you're Miss right now, because women can fill the same roles. And then guess what? He's out with his boys. He's at, I don't know, the pool hall or whatever. And then he sees, a woman that he's interested in, that he like, man, I'm really feeling her. She comes over, he walks up to her, and he's like, hey, how are you doing? Because guess what? He's going to approach her completely different than how he approached you, all because of his intentions with her. So he's going to approach her like Tom approached you initially. So he's going to invite her back over to the table. He's going to offer her a drink. He's going to offer to take her out later, to Waffle House or out to eat, or, or get her number and say, hey, you busy tomorrow? You free tomorrow? He's going to call her tomorrow, and they're going to hook up and they're going to go out. And he's not going to try to pursue, getting booty right off the bat, because he really wants a chance with her, and he doesn't want to like scare her off or make her think that he's only out for the goods. So he's gonna treat her like he's gonna be a gentleman. He's gonna treat her like he should. And eventually, after a month or so, if he sees that she's about something or her physical matches her personality, he likes the both of them. They get along good, all's well. Then he's gonna be in a committed relationship, with her. So then guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna see Byron and the girl. Let's call her Elizabeth. You're gonna see Byron and Elizabeth at the same club that you met Byron at, and now on the dance floor and they're having a good old time and they're there together. And you're gonna be like, oh my goodness, it's Byron. And you're gonna go out there and try to twerk and do some, what I'm saying, catch his attention, because you don't realize that him and Elizabeth are together. And you're gonna approach him and he's gonna be like, nah, excuse me, I'm with my girl. And you're gonna be like, your girl? What? Really? I thought you weren't trying to be with nobody like that. Because he probably fed you that, I'm not trying to be serious right now. I'm concentrating on my bag. I'm concentrating on this money. Whatever he tells you. And so you're going to be super surprised and super shocked. So now there's feelings. You're pissed off. So now you're causing yourself to be pissed and stressed out and aggravated because you made the initial bad decision of hooking up with somebody, not even knowing them, and then going through all this. You don't wasted 3-4 months of your life. You don't put him all on Facebook. You don't change your status on your social media accounts to in a relationship. Now you gotta go back out there and change it to being single. Now you dating yourself. You this, your that, because then you gave him this status, this title, of y'all being in a relationship when you really wasn't. Another bad decision. All because you made the initial bad decision to hook up with dude and let your priorities go out the window, all because he checked so many boxes on your want list versus your essentials list. Because guess what? You got Tom's number. You could be living your best life right now. Y'all could be taking vacations. Y'all could be, somewhere where the waters are nice and blue, sipping on fruity drinks, little umbrellas, doing y'all thing. Because you can change, I wouldn't be like, oh, you can't change somebody. You can change some things. You can change, like, say, with the Sperry's that he had on. Me personally, I don't like Sperry's. But what I just miss a seemingly, quality man based on the shoes he had on, or what he was dressed like at that time. No, because in my mind, that's something that I could possibly change. Or, we could come to compromise on. I don't know. But you hook up with somebody with bad personality traits, you can't change that. Because unless somebody feels that they have a problem, same thing with a crackhead, alcoholic, or whatever. Shopping, gambling, don't matter. Unless that person feels like they have an issue, they're not going to change it. So, and some people just need a little guidance, as far as the fashion sense. Or maybe he keeps the Sperry's. Maybe he changes the color. Maybe he wears black instead of whatever color he got on, tan. And you change his clothes. That's something that can be changed. I guarantee you, Tom probably wouldn't care what he has on, because he probably say, just don't care. Or maybe he really likes him or whatever. Who knows? But you didn't even get to know Tom to see where his head was at. Like I said, he could have treated you like, the queen that you are. But you just decided to not give Tom a chance, because of your wants list versus your essentials list. Because that wants that wants an essential list will keep you from noticing the red flags when you do hook up with someone. So you, like said, you, like I said, you dismiss the essentials, how they treat you and stuff like that. You hook up with, somebody you think you can change. He's a cheater, he's abusive, you know, he's got a record, he continues to get, additions added on to his record, or just random stuff. You think like, oh, you can change that stuff, and you're not gonna be able to change that stuff. Eventually what will happen is you'll get tired and leave, or they'll get arrested and the law will separate you, or whatever. But my overall point is, don't allow bad decisions to open up the gateway for future bad decisions. Don't let one bad decision create, let sprout off additional situations and circumstances for you to make more bad decisions and bad judgments. I see a lot of women saying, like they like these hood dudes and these dope boys and, all kinds of stuff like that. But not realizing, the things that you are setting yourself up for, and I just feel like, getting involved with dudes like this, based upon, things that I want and, things I feel like I need in a relationship, my essentials, and I feel like you should too, getting involved with certain kinds of dudes, is never going to fulfill your essentials list. Like I just never heard of a woman, getting involved with a dope boy saying that, he checks out the boxes on her essentials list. It's usually when they break up and you hear about it and she talks about all the things that she misses about him, it's usually the things that was on her want list. What he could buy her, what he looked like, his, her living off his reputation or whatever. Like, those are things on her want list. Now, was he loyal? Did he not cheat? Was he compassionate? Was he cooperative? Stuff like that. Those things that should be on your essentials list, she don't talk about stuff like that. So, in closing, ladies, and not just ladies, men too. I ain't really touch on, with the women or whatever, but guys do it too. Your wants, your essentials, think about that. It's not just about, what her booty looks like, what her waist looks like, physically what she looks like, but what are her characteristics? What's her personality? Same thing for guys. It's the same thing. So this conversation is not just for women. It's called a ladies' room, but it's for guys also. Think about your wants and your essentials. Same thing for guys. But in closing, I want to say, choose wisely, in who you decide. You can go out and date, anybody. You can go out to dinner, you can have a conversation, you can have, texting, whatever, but when you become intimate with somebody, be careful and choose wisely. Because for one thing, that creates, it can create problems. You got to think, it only takes one time. I lay down with this person, I have a baby. I'm attached to that person. People like to say 18 years, but it's literally forever. That child graduates from high school, guess what? Y'all got to be there. That child graduates from college, guess what? Y'all got to be there. That child gets married, guess what? They way past 18 now. Y'all both got to be there. Think about that. Do you want to be tied to that person forever? Is the guy coming to you in the club that's grabbing on you and stuff like that? Who else has he been grabbing on like that? He offers to take you out to eat and take you back home, whatever. Who else is he offering to do that with? Same thing with guys. If she's, so free and happy with you, who else is she free and happy, with? What does Belle Biv DeVoe say? Never trust a big button smile. The women, like I said, who were making these posts about, what they sold, made it this, that, and the other. And I literally wait for the post because I can tell by, how what they say in the beginning, the pictures, they all follow the same beat of the drum as far as updating their relationship status, posting pictures. Me and Bay out eating. I love Bay when he butter my toast. He this, he that. Bay don't like vodka. He like Bombay gin. He love Bombay gin. Like all this stuff you want to share with everybody because you're like shared thirsty. The same women, 3-4 months later, if that long, you know, they change relationship status. That's the first thing I noticed. Um, or they put a post up. It's like, oh, it's Friday night, girl. I'm gonna take myself out. You know, what y'all doing this weekend? You gotta spend time and invest in yourself. There's nothing wrong with you got self care and self love and all that. But I'm like, what happened to last weekend when it was you on vacation? What happened? What happened? So I really want to know, if those women go back and think about and reevaluate what happened in the situation and really try to figure out, how that happened or what bad decisions did they make that set the stage for it to happen. I know a lot of people are like, oh, maybe it just didn't work out. Maybe, they just eventually found out they weren't compatible. But the thing about it is, that's possible. That really is possible. But a lot of stories that I hear, you know, it's like a bunch of stuff came out. Y'all still in the getting to know me phase. We getting to know each other phase. Then why post about it? Why, share it out to the world? Why, make it seem like this 3 or 4 month relationship is like a 3 or 4 year relationship. That's like the stamp and the brand they put on it. Like we've been together for 3 or 4 years versus 3 or 4 months. To me, that's another bad decision. Like, and that kind of goes into one of the other, fatal eights, one of the other reasons. But I don't understand why give that relationship, that much status, that much weight. But these people follow the same patterns. 2 months go by, here's somebody else. Oh, we go on vacation. Oh, betas, that, blah, blah, blah. 3 or 4 months go by. Next thing you know, self-love, self-dating, Friday nights. 2-3 months go by. Next thing you know, or a month go by sometimes. Next thing you know, oh, this is my childhood friend. I've been knowing them since whatever. Blah, blah, blah. This is my soulmate. When God puts y'all together, nah, lust and late night scrolls on Facebook is what brought y'all together. Don't put it on God. Don't do that. Don't do that. So just know one bad decision just lays the pathwork for another bad decision, another bad decision, another bad decision. And then before you know it, you made like 10 bad decisions. Sometimes some for the long haul. We talk about babies and stuff like that. STDs, stuff like that. Sometimes, and as simple as a clean break. Sometimes these bad decisions carry baggage. Then what? Baggage that you can't get rid of. Like herp dirt, babies, you know, um, bad reputations, stuff like that. So, or, maybe even your life. Because this dude Byron that's out there, he hanging out with you, but guess what? It was Keisha 3 days ago. Keisha see y'all at Waffle House. Keisha pissed. Because he done dismissed Keisha for you. Next thing you know, y'all both get shot up in the parking lot. Then what? Then you lost your life. You have to strategically think about all the decisions you make. I mean, in life in general, but especially with dating. Stop laying out with these people. You got you ain't even found out that if you even want a relationship with yet. All because of you thinking, okay, well, I might want a relationship with them because all my wants over here. Wait till you see the essentials. What are you investing in? Wants, not essentials. That's not, wants is for right now. Like the essentials is for down the line. That's for longevity. And these 3 and 4 relationships, these 3 and 4 month relationships, they have checked off all their wants. Nothing for longevity, because if they did, they would be gone. They would have longevity. It wouldn't be 3 or 4 months, or it wouldn't be repetitive cycles of them doing the same thing. So in the next episode, we talk about number 3, which is, so as far as your bad judgment, your bad decisions, like I said, guys will watch you, and figure out, within the first few conversations, a guy can usually tell, in one type of way he wants to pursue you, whether it be for a relationship and possible, longevity, and see what happens as far as a marriage and all that. Or if he's just trying to hook up with you a few times, or if he's trying to put you in a friend zone and he ain't never trying to hook up with you physically, and you be on the dance floor and Byron standing there watching you, even though your character, not as far as you dancing and stuff like that, because ain't nothing wrong with twerking, ain't nothing wrong with whatever as far as that. I'm not saying that, he made a decision based upon you got that dance floor like that. That's why he approached you like that. No. But men will try stuff and see what they can get away with. Everybody, I just feel like everybody knows that. I was told that growing up, that a man will try you. So I feel that, when men approach you, some of the ones who want to be able to get away with this BS, they will try you. You know how many Corona balls I've turned backwards about to crack somebody over the head because you want to grab me? You want to grab me? Okay, I'm going to grab you too. But he approached you like that, so he's trying you. So I'm not trying to say you're dancing and stuff, but how you respond to that, may either A, make him pursue a different route as far as treating you a certain way, or dismiss himself because he knows that how you responded, you're not going to allow him to get away with the other things that he has in store. Like, take you to Waffle House, take you on hooking up. He's like, nah, she ain't having it. She ain't about that life. Which is a good thing. So, that ties into number 3. Your vibe. What you're putting out there. Your personality. Your look. What vibe are you giving off to the opposite sex? Your energy and what you're putting out. So, I hope you guys got something out of today's podcast, number 2, Bad Judgment. I hope you had your notebooks out. Hope you wrote it down. If not, you're going to wind this to the very beginning and take notes. Click the bell so you know when I release new videos. Also, follow me on Instagram at I Am Autumn Fox and on Facebook at House of Fox. I'll see you guys next time for Fatal 8 discussion number 3, Your Vibe. It's rated X. That means you're extra.